What's up, Trader's Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option with your look at the week ahead. The market is closed on Monday, so we're going to start there, and then let's hit on what I'm watching. And so today I'm going to talk about the stocks I'm watching, where I think markets could go, and I'll give you a little update on what's happening here at Option Pit. All right. On Friday, the market did manage to catch a little bit of a rally. I think we're going to see the market close. If earnings go relatively okay, we're going to see a push above 4,800. We're not far from an all-time high, folks. If you go to the 5-year, the all-time high, we're talking end of 2021 and early 2022. We are not far from that level, folks. That high was, let's see, that high was 4808. So we're really close to an all-time high close. I think we might get there. That's going to pull up the Russell 2000, which, again, I still think has way more upside than any of the other ETFs. I like IWM. All right, now let's start with what I'm watching, and we're watching Bitcoin, we're watching energy, we're watching earnings. So let's start with Bitcoin. BTCO is the Invesco Galaxy Bitcoin ETF. You can see since it listed straight down, this is sell the news. How low can they go? I think that is a question that Coinbase is going to answer. Coinbase is bumping up against 50-day moving average. I think it busts it. I'm looking for Coin to potentially make a run at 115, maybe as low as 100. Why? Bitcoin ETFs are bad for Coinbase. They are bad for Coinbase. Why? Because people, instead of opening accounts at Coinbase and buying physical Bitcoin, can just go and buy the ETF now. All the crypto people that were maybe a little bit wary of these crypto exchanges, they're happy to go to the New York Stock Exchange and get an ETF. So that's bad for Bitcoin. I think it's bad, very bad for like Mara, bad for Riot Blockchain. But of these names, I think you're going to see Coinbase face the most pain. I think it has the most downside. I'm looking for it to drop potentially another 20 to 30% here over the next couple of days. All right, next up, energy. Oil has bounced off the bottom. It is rallying. There are fears around the Middle East, macro events that are pushing oil higher. USO is going to go to $70 a share. That is what I'm telling you. I think it's going to make a run at the 21-day moving average. What is that bullish? That's going to be bullish names like CVX and Exxon and Shell. I like all of these names to potentially move higher. They're bouncing off a bottom. Look for Shell, for instance, to, I think, make a run back over 65, maybe make a run towards 68 if oil can get a lift. Next up in energy is uranium. Uranium is blowing higher. We've got CCJ going way up over Friday. We closed a bunch of NXE. I'm looking to see whether these nuclear names continue to rally. There is a small nuclear reactor maker that Frank's been talking about in capital gains. If you're not a member and you're not reading Frank's letters, you should be doing that because he's been on top of this nuclear move for some time. All right, let's talk earnings. JP Morgan had some pretty good earnings. They sold it, then they bought it. It's going to end the day on Friday pretty flat. Citigroup laying off 20,000 people. They're buying the stock. That's a pretty good sign for Citigroup. Things not so great for Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo just not a very well-run bank right now. Looks like it's heading back to 45. We still have earnings in Goldman Sachs early in the week. I think you could see Goldman I'm really interested to see what Goldman reports. I think they might get a pop. The other one, Morgan Stanley, that is another one that I think might be heading for a breakout. There are all kinds of other earnings next week as well, though. So make sure you're staying on top of things. The big bulk of the Mag 7 earnings are not next week, but there are going to be a lot of earnings heading your way as we head into January expiration. Alcoa, for instance, is on the 17th. Speaking of which, we do have January expiration coming off. After January expires, a lot of money comes off the table. January is a very old expiration. A lot of money frees up. That could be a spot where I think things get a little interesting, especially if Mag 7 earnings are weak. All right, folks. If you haven't joined Weekly Profit Cycles, we're doing our quarterly. We're offering a quarterly subscription right now. If you want to trade non-correlated, go for non-correlated returns with Andrew, while also having an embedded Black Swan trade. Weekly Profit Cycles is that trade. Give my team a call, 888-872-3301 to check it out. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great day and a great week. I will talk to you on Tuesday.